But
let's move on to another topic. Let's go into Raw, where we had Paul Heyman versus Vince, which was a kind of a really screwed up segment. What did I say something?
she's having a heart attack over here.
That was just stupid. Oh my god.
That was good. It was gay though.
It was really gay.
Yeah, I don't like to use that term as insult a lot, but I'm going to give it that. That was gay.
I mean, we pretty much all knew Brock was coming out, so Brock came out, scared Mrs. McMahon, then the music hit, and out comes Buzz Triple H.
What was up with his buzz cut? Like, why did he cut his hair?
Because everybody...
Look professional.
Whatever.
And so he can have another fourth character in the I should say former THQ series. So now you have DX Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and regular game Triple H, and corporate buzz cut Triple H to play on the next WWE game.
It's all branding. It's all marketing. Oh, it'll sell.
I actually like him with hair better.
They're trying to move units. That's what they're trying to do.
I mean, I actually enjoyed the brawl between Triple H and
You know you're going to have a good Raw when you have somebody busted open.
Yeah, you know it was going to be the Raw. I was like, damn, look at Brock. At least he could take it. Anybody else would be like...
That's one thing the product needs to get back is the blood. They put the blood back in the product.
But they can't.
They tried so hard to try to hide it, but they just said, screw it.
You can't hide, like, when you hit the freaking pole and your head busts open.
As much as it is just a show and sports entertainment, for what they're trying to do, somebody's going to get cut every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well let it fly.
But, you know...
These kids really have seen more blood and violence.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get what they're trying to do with it. I don't get what they think they're trying to do by taking the blood out of the show.
These parents, man.
But the thing is, the parents are being, hypocritical. Really,
they are. This is the generation that grew up with like wrestling that was bloodier than anything in the history of sports. Like wrestling used to be the bloodiest sport in the world, boy. Wrestling before.
You have, like this new generation of kids. I still see like them watching movies with more blood and gore than anything else. I'm like, then you're
kids watch The Walking Dead. I mean, come on.
And they trying to get that off. Well, they're not trying to get it off TV, but people are complaining about that too.
But you know what? That's a great series. They should never take that series off.
It's making. Look at the ratings and the money. They're never going to get it off the air. Nobody. You can't get that off. It's like ECW. They couldn't get ECW. They wouldn't let ECW leave the air. Like as much as Paul wanted to get off, they wouldn't let it go. Yeah. They wanted to milk it dry. They weren't, even though they weren't making any money. They wanted to milk that thing dry. Oh, if it's a great show, if it's keeping the ratings on, they're gonna let it die on the air if they
if they had to, yeah.
The thing is, oh man,
if you have kids watching shows like The Walking Dead or watching any type of movie with a lot of blood, violence, sex, and gore, why are you gonna limit wrestling, entertainment?
The Walking Dead is going to be on the air just like the Young and the Restless is still on the air. They're going to be on the air. They're going to carry this thing over. I see it.
I won't go that far with that.
I don't know.
They'll probably do like what they did with Dallas. Stop for 20 years and come back.
Yeah. Let me just say this. I'm sorry, but my grandma got me into that, and I got hooked on it. But the way soap operas are going now, it probably going to be down to probably one soap opera by the end of that.
They've been dying off.
Especially after both of them killed off Stephanie.
Yeah,
I was about to say Stephanie McMahon, but I'm Stephanie Forrester.
I mean, I used to watch, like when I was a kid growing up, my grandma, we sat there and watched stories. Of course, I also
The Bold and the Beautiful.
Of course, I always liked to watch, In the Heat of the Night better.
That was great.
But back to topic. But pretty much it's setting up Lesnar versus Triple H again. Honestly, I really don't want to see this match.
I don't want to see John Cena versus The Rock again, but we're being forced to see it anyways.
The writers,
Me too.
WWE developmental and writers. This is a message to you. You can go eat a dick.
Okay. Do I gotta do the whole?
No, you don't have to do.
I don't care.
You know what? That's my opinion too. You can eat a dick.
Yeah, I don't care what they say.
Some of their vignettes. Have you ever seen like some of their like little mini vignettes? They don't make sense. They really don't.
Well, I'll give this to MJ Knight and the Raw Rebound crew. Apparently, it's according to sources or some other group that the writers are. It's not the writers that are coming up with their storylines. It's actually the wrestlers that are coming up with their storylines.
Some of these wrestlers need to read. All right. See, there's a book. I'll even get a Nook. Read lots.
Here's the thing. It's on this note. Since we're going into that, I just want to note that on an upcoming show, we will. And ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind we will be having a show where we will go over an actual WWE script, and Professor Higgins will be joining us in studio during that episode.
Oh, really? Mr. Hardcore?
Yes, Mr. Hardcore himself will be joining us on the show.
Another member of Default State?
Yes, indeed, when we do the script read for episode of Raw, and we discuss that week's episode of Raw in conjunction with that. We'll cross-examine, and we'll bring you our thoughts, and we'll do that on an upcoming show. Just stay tuned, people. But anyway, back to the list. What we got?
Maybe wrestlers shouldn't come up with their own damn storylines if they're going to be this,
Well, like I was going to say, unless it's CM Punk and maybe The Rock or Jericho, they probably need to. Those are the only ones that I would think they can come up with their own stuff.
Read a book. Thank you. Not Twilight. Read a book.
Okay, you're gonna be the literary person of this show.
Yes, read a book.
Daniel, that's your job. We're gonna find that clip from the Tick of that puppet saying that. We're gonna find it. That's gonna be our new one.
Okay, cool.
But moving on to the next topic, might as well get on into it. The title match: CM Punk versus John Cena. And
okay.
Some say it was a classic.
I gotta say this: John Cena doesn't get props. I gotta give him props.
That was
a good main event. I was interested in it from the beginning to the end. Shocked as hell when Cena went for her Corona. It looked like he almost hurt himself. And
he almost broke his neck.
I watched it several times over, and see, the thing is, this is one time where I will give John Cena props for his in-ring performance. I mean, he did really good. And I would say that the Hurricane Rana, generally I'd be the one that's scoring it, but actually at the point at which he hit it, he got away with the botch because of how late in the match it was.
Because it was a desperation
move. Yeah, it was a desperation move. I'd give him that. But as long as you've been in the business, and, John Cena, even if you've never done a Hurricane Rana, it just doesn't make sense to me that you wouldn't know to throw your body off to the left or the right when you do one. If you're that big and that bulky, all you do is he could have hit it perfectly, just throwing his midsection that way.
Yeah, he almost broke his neck the way that he landed. He could have broken his neck.
Yeah, I mean, I give him all the credit in the world for trying that.
Speaking of broken neck, also, CM Punk got in a little trouble because he did the Piledriver that's banned unless you're the Undertaker.
Actually, in some states, it is not banned. You have to talk with their sporting.
Yeah, it's not banned.
But in the WWE, it's one of the banned moves.
It's a company. Yeah, the company now. The company.
And apparently Vince was heated for that.
Who cares?
You mad, bro?
They can't.
But you know what? They got views. They got views.
It's not like they can do anything about it. I mean,
they got views.
What are they going to do? Suspend him? I mean, what are they going to suspend CM Punk? At this point?
At this point, no. But the thing is, the fact of the matter is that whole match was damn good.
Vince will forget about it. Vince will probably already forget about it.
That whole match got probably more views than they had in a long time.
CM Punk, I think Vince may have been heated by it, but Vince likes to make money too. So.
And also, John Cena probably agreed to doing the Piledriver.
Oh, he had to. Yeah, he was he's like, dude. This is what I think the conversation was. He said, dude, I'm gonna go for a Piledriver, and then Cena's like, dude, are you serious? Are you sure? He's like, dude, Vince gonna kill us. It's like, dude, I know. Don't worry about it. It's my decision. It's on me. Just do it. And he said, okay, we're down. I'm down for it, dude. Cena's cool. Cena's gonna be like, I'm down for it. All right,
down for anything.
Just protect me. They went for it. Vince is probably like, what the fuck, Scorpion's roller ain't there.
Probably everybody else in the the wrestling.
What the hell was that?
Oh, probably everybody else in the wrestling roster were like, did he just do that? Oh my god, that was the greatest move ever. I mean, like, it was actually damn good.
A lot of those guys in the back are so new they probably never seen a pile driver before.
I would actually believe that. But that whole Hurricane Rana, because they picked out of every single one of the finishers. They countered the submissions. The whole Hurricane Rana, as ugly as it was, I applaud him for doing that because that's one of the moves that you don't see John Cena doing because of his size.
I really give Cena credit.
You really don't see a lot of bulky guys do a Hurricane Rana.
Because not a lot of bulky guys do that without breaking their neck.
Because
they're so stiff. They don't have any elasticity whatsoever.
I mean, if they do what one bodybuilder I know of does, like every single day he stretches out before he
gotta stretch.
Before he even works out, he stretches out for 45 minutes, and he does another 45 minutes after. This man is so flexible he could like just bend right back, and I'm like, good lord, you're that big and you bend that. You bend better than a woman.
Hey,
not everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, right. But
great match. Though.
Great match.
Of course, how they're gonna up tonight?
We'll see.